For the last few months, Aerodrome Finance has been one of the hottest tokens on the block. We've seen it dip down to 86 cents before going right back to $1.20, down to about 96 cents, and right back to $1.20. But a couple months ago, we had highs of over $2, and I get a lot of questions in the comments. Are the tokenomics that horrible, and is Aerodrome Finance a good buy? Well, this is not traditional finance. In traditional finance, we have something called price to earnings ratio, which is a ratio that tells how much money the business is earning versus their share price. A lower P to E ratio indicates a better value. Well, there's actually data like this on chain, and I want to review that data with you all. I also want to go over the tokenomics and just how that will affect the price of Aerodrome Finance. We're going to get into all of that in this video and more, but first I want to welcome you back to Freeman Finance and Crypto, where if it makes money, it makes sense, guys. I'm grateful for every single one of you, but if you're not subscribed, please pause the video, hit subscribe, hit that bell notification, and let's get into the video. So guys, I just want to start off by saying I'm not in my normal element. I am out of town right now, but I'm gonna keep these videos coming to you all week. So guys, let's go back a month. We had the dip down to 86 cents, and within a day or two, it went right back up to $1.28. We then had this dip back down to 89 cents. That went back up to $1.15. Then it dipped to right under $1, around 97 cents, and now it's back to $1.21. So we see how fast Aerodrome Finance can run. 20% in just a matter of days is crazy and amazing returns. When you think about the stock market, it's good if you get 10% return, right? But obviously it's risky because you have to be able to take the downside. If we go back a little further, we can see in the big run up it hit $2.19. But is it a good buy? Is the tokenomics good? Well, let's look into it. So like I said, guys, for a bank, which is kind of what I want to compare a DEX to something, the P to E ratio, price to earnings for major banks, is 8.46 compared to 13.5 for smaller regional banks. So that's going to be very important to remember for later in the video. Smaller companies, new companies have a higher P to E ratio because they're just getting started and they're wanting to learn. That's why like tech companies and Silicon Valley startup companies normally have a very, very high P to E ratio. Well, there is a fairly new thing called price to sales and price to fees. So price to sales is a ratio by token terminal that's calculated by dividing the diluted market cap divided by the annualized revenues. Okay, so for a DEX, this would be a lot of fees and stuff. Personally, I do not use the fully diluted. I use the circulating. So with the circulating versus fully diluted, if anyone didn't know, a lot of times with tokens, there's a max supply, okay? Well, say the max supply is 1 billion tokens. Well, there's only 200 million in circulation. So circulating, that would go off of what is actually current today, right now, versus fully diluted is a calculation as if all tokens are in circulation. And let me know down below if y'all like to use fully diluted. I've never understood it. I want to know how the data looks today, what I'm investing in today. But when we look at this, remind y'all that a big bank is 8.5x price to earnings and a small bank is around 13.5. Well, if we look Aerodrome Finance, earlier in January it was less than 1. During that peak run up, it hit 5.6, so getting up there. And then as of late, it is barely hit 2 as of yesterday, 2.07, okay? And so who can we compare this to? Well, I think it's only fair to compare it to UniSwap, because UniSwap is another huge DEX, okay? So theoretically, if we were comparing this to a bank, UniSwap would have a lower P to E ratio than the smaller bank of Aerodrome Finance, right? But that is not what the on-chain data shows, okay? UniSwap historically has had about a 6. If you look it up, during the run-up, it got up to 14, and currently it's climbing up, and it's almost 11. 10.67x is their price to fee ratio circulating. So if we're just looking at this, and of course none of this is ever financial advice, I'm just a guy on YouTube that's slightly a degen and loves finance, but this is what the on-chain real-world data shows, is that Aerodrome Finance actually it has a better P to F ratio than, a top 20, top 30 token in UniSwap. So this is huge, but I do want to get into the other question I've been asked about tokenomics, because Aerodrome Finance has the flywheel mechanism, and there is actually no max supply or anything like that. But I want to show y'all just how important tokenomics are, especially in like a bear market. That will kill the price of something. So let's take a look at the circulating supply, and let's go back 365 days. Okay, so if we go back 365 days, this is actually, well, I've got this ticker down. If we go back 365 days, okay, so this is August 28th, which is the launch of Aerodrome Finance. So this isn't even a full year. The max token, or the tokens at that time, were 50.5 million. Fast forward till today, 450 million. That's almost a 10x in circulating supply, guys. That is huge inflation. Now, if you have people buying that up, it does not hurt as bad, right? But what happens is when you don't have people buying that up, as you can see here obviously people were buying enough to keep the price stagnant around like 9 cents. But what happens is right here during this period of time that you can see, there was obviously more buying pressure than tokens being released. But during this time, starting in the beginning of April, there was more selling or lack thereof buying that drove the price down, guys. So tokenomics are a huge thing for a project. But I love that Aerodrome Finance puts this on their website, okay? The total value locked, the monthly trading, monthly fees, monthly users, and they're backed by Coinbase Ventures, and I'm sure they're a great company, and they want to give representative data. But guys, we don't have to take the word of these companies. We don't have to take the word of anyone, YouTubers, people on X, anything. You don't have to. This website is tokenterminal.com. It's completely free, and it has some of the most representative data that I have been able to find. So there is no need to take someone else's word for it. You can do your own research. And here at Freeman Finance and Crypto, I want to give you all the tools you need to do your own research and look at things like this, guys. But when we look at Aerodrome, they're obviously very active on DEX, and when it comes to their volume, you can see right here, yesterday was a milestone for Slipstream, set new records in daily fees and volume, 125K in fees and 140 million in volume, okay? They're doing 64% of what Uni's V3 is doing on base. So it won't be long till Aerodrome Finance is the leading DEX on base, and UniSwap will take a second place seat to it. And so my personal opinion, like I said, not financial advice, is during the bull run, Aerodrome Finance will be fine. As long as base is hot, Aerodrome Finance will be fine. But as long as this inflation keeps going and buying pressure slows down, then there will definitely be some cheap prices for Aerodrome Finance one day. Might not be soon, guys. The bear market is heating up. But let me know down in the comments, what do you think about my analysis of this? I hope these tools help you all to become better at doing your own research in crypto. Let me know if you have any questions. Watch one of these 2 videos up above. And if you haven't, press subscribe and join the Freeman and Finance family. Thank you.